Barakah halal la Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Waha Racha Kodash. All praises and glory go to you, Lord. Double honors and respect go to our apostles, bishops, elders, and teachers, the men of Great Millstone. To you I say Shalom. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. It's your brother Amraya, and this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. This is the curses put on the Israelites should they be disobedient to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, of the Holy Scriptures. And since we were, let's see how this curse plays out. Let's take a look at this video.
Well, a lot of people are calling it modern slavery. Does that feel right?
I was just about to say, that's slavery. That's slavery. You took away the whips, but you put the paperwork. Took away the masters and you put them in uniform. Same difference, same difference.
It kind of appears that there is a coordinated system in order to protect the labor that's created by the prison system.
Walk into a McDonald's in Alabama, and the worker flipping your McDouble could be an incarcerated person.
It's a sad situation, a way they getting rich off us.
The Alabama Department of Corrections farms out incarcerated people to work at hundreds of private companies and government agencies across the state.
McDonald's, Burger King, Golden Corral, Wendy's. They got a Wendy's contract right now. State Trooper's office, parole office.
And even though ADOC trusts these incarcerated people to leave prison every day and work alongside the general public, many of them are still denied the chance at real freedom.
I work for y'all, but when I come up for parole, you deny me. Why would you deny me? Because you're getting free service.
Alabama has some of the lowest parole grant rates in the country.
And more than 90% of the time, hearing this answer.
Denied, 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 be denied. Parole will be denied.
If the parole board followed its own guidelines, it would grant parole in about 80% of cases. But instead, that number dropped to just 8% last year. And incarcerated people in the work release program don't fare much better. A federal lawsuit claims that 235 people in the work release program were denied parole in fiscal year 2022.
One thing our lawsuit talks a lot about is that very clear lineage from slavery in the state to convict leasing and to what we've got now. And the punishment by the Department of Corrections is what our clients are challenging, because that's what amounts to involuntary servitude and slavery by the state.
After the Civil War, the 13th Amendment abolished slavery with a key caveat. Forced labor was still allowed for people convicted of a crime, and the states adopted a copycat of this federal amendment. But here's the thing. In 2022, Alabamians made a historic vote to remove this exception.
The state has a new constitution. Voters overwhelmingly agreed to make our state constitution free of racist laws and language.
However, right after the voters of the state changed the state constitution, the governor and the Department of Corrections really doubled down on the punishment for refusing to work.
So the people closed the loophole, and then the governor went around to open it up again, basically.
Yeah, that's right.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And you see this all too much in America, Babylon the Great. They write these unrighteous laws, mandates, decrees, and they prescribe grievousness, okay? Verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Right.
Governor Kay Ivey's executive order made encouraging or causing a work stoppage a high-level violation, on the same level as possession of a weapon, drug possession, and bribery. Could you just describe how long you worked here? And
I was here 18 months. I ran their kitchen by myself from 8 to 5 every Tuesday through Thursday.
Wow, that sounds like hard work.
It was.
Elizabeth Thomas was in the Alabama Work Release Program for 5 of her 15 years in prison. So they had a combination of incarcerated people and free world people?
Yes.
Did you feel like there was a difference how they treated?
Oh, most definitely. We work longer hours.
Make the work release work over or work extra days, don't want to give you off days. Like, no, I got to eat my health. I have to get rest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a machine. But that's how they look at you, like.
They're gonna work you all day, every day, till your back give out. Then they're gonna hit you in the head with a hammer, throw your ass down the nigger hole.
This is Quincy Sanders. During his nearly 17 years in prison, he worked at several restaurants, a lumber yard, and McDonald's.
Like, working a real job and trying to stay being incarcerated is a very hard experience. You have to be mind strong, really. Or they might get beat to death. People beating folks with sticks. They breaking broomsticks, making little billy clubs. People in there stabbing each other. People in there doing drugs. People in there almost about to die. They're not giving you no nursing assistance. The nurse probably get there, you probably be dead.
If they join the work release program, they get to live in special facilities that are generally much less dangerous than regular prisons. They spend their days working in the free world without prison supervision, and they can earn 72-hour passes to visit their families at home.
If you go out here and you do the right thing, you get to elevate, you get to grow, you get out of this facility. But what you didn't tell me is that you finna get all my money. That's what they didn't tell you.
The state takes a 40% cut of every incarcerated worker's wages off the top, before taxes, plus an additional $5 a day for van rides to and from work, $15 a month for laundry, and then any restitution and court fees. One estimate calculated that the state of Alabama enjoys a benefit of more than $450 million a year off of prison labor.
And it's slavery, all the way around the board, just slavery.
And unlike free world workers, incarcerated workers can't just get a shift covered or quit.
ADOC has a list of rules that all incarcerated people are expected to abide by. Rules like don't have contraband, be in your bunk at the required time, and rules like don't refuse to work.
They're gonna work you all day, every day, till your back give out. Then they're gonna hit you in the head with a hammer, throw your ass down the nigger hole.
So, as you can see, those curses are cleaving onto the house of Israel. The example used in this particular snippet, the southern kingdom, the kingdom of Judah, the so-called Negroes, okay? And those curses are cleaving on to the entire house of Israel. It doesn't matter if you're ignorant of that fact, that's just how it is. And the curses that I'm speaking of are outlined right here in Deuteronomy chapter 28. I already read verse 29, but I'll begin up a little bit on this one. And we'll begin at verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. Cursed shalt you be in the city, and cursed shalt you be in the field. Cursed shall be your basket and your store. Cursed shall be the fruit of your body and the fruit of your land, the increase of your kind, and the flocks of your sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Right. And you need to read these curses in detail. This is a very heavy token and indicator that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians are the children of Israel, okay? The 12 tribes of Israel, Hebrew Israelites, because these curses have cleaved onto us to this very day. Now, for time's sake, we're going to scroll down, and I'll read verse 29 again. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in the darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, right? And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall redeem you. No one will save you until Yahweh Shai Hamashiach returns, cracks those clouds open, calls up his elect 1/3 remnant of the nation of Israel, and pronounces judgment on the world. No one is going to save you until that time. Okay? Verse 32, your sons, your daughters shall be given unto another people, and your eyes shall look and fall with longing for them all the day, and there shall be no might in your hand. There's nothing you can do to stop these Edomites and their oppressive rule over you, Jake. These curses were brought upon you by Yahweh, whom you ignorantly call God, whose name in the Hebrew, Yah meaning he, Hawa means exist or is. Okay? And Yahweh brought these curses upon you. Verse 36, Yahweh shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over you unto a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known. And there you shall serve other gods, wood and stone, Jebus, Hinduism, Islam, okay, Judaism, okay, all these different idols you've set up for yourself, okay, the northern kingdom with their idols, Santa Muerte, etc., and the southern kingdom with their idols, which tends to lean towards money. You shall serve the other gods, wood and stone. Okay, verse 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations whither Yahweh shall lead thee. Right, okay, you're going to be called spics, niggers, tontos, okay, savages. You will become a proverb and a byword, okay? I'm going to skip down again. Verse 41, you shall beget sons and daughters, but you shall not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. They shall go into slavery. And these prison systems set up today is your modern day slavery right in front of your faces. Look what they've been able to do, the amount of wealth that they have unleashed off the backs of the children of Israel. Okay, and I didn't even put the snippet where the man said if you make $600, you may go home with $2. They're taking way more than 40% of their earnings. Okay, they're pretty much taking it all, as they've always done. They're greedy. They're insatiable. They will not leave a grape, so to speak. Okay, and by these people, I mean the nation of Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man that rules in the world today. Okay. They're insatiable. And you children have been sold to your enemy. You have been sold to your enemy, the nation of Esau, Edom. Verse 41 again, you shall beget sons and daughters, and you shall not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity, into slavery, under the so-called self-proclaimed white man, the nation of Esau, Edom, Idumea, Mount Seir. And so many of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians have a bleeding heart for this nation, okay? A term I got from the elder this morning, a bleeding heart for this nation. You love your enemy. You're always looking to save your oppressor. And what is a bleeding heart, you might ask? I looked it up for you. The portion highlighted in blue. The phrase bleeding heart is used to describe one who shows excessive sympathy for another's misfortune. Right, okay? You're always looking to save your enemy. You're always mad if we talk about the nation of Esau, Edom. And look what they constantly do to your people. And you have a bleeding heart for your enemy, and you were sold to your enemy, okay? But you'll get to a right mind on the other side in the kingdom when the Lord resets you, okay? Deuteronomy 28, and I'll skip down a little bit. Verse 44, it says, he shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. If you read earlier in the chapter, it was told to you that if you followed the law, statutes, and commandments, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, the real Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Scriptures, that you would be the head, and your enemies, the other nations, the heathens, would be the tail. But as a portion of the curses, verse 44 again, he shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you, and pursue you, and overtake you till you be destroyed, because you hearken not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded you. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 14, and more than likely where I'm going to end out. Verse 1, it says, For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob. And Jacob is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? The real Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Scriptures. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Jacob and Israel is the same thing. And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. Right. The same way you have subjected the children of Israel to slavery, Esau, Edom, you other heathens, you will be subjected to slavery, okay, for servants and handmaids. Continue reading. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Right. Call halal la Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Straight up. Waha racha kodash. Okay. The water Yahweh. Barakata Yahweh. Barakata Yahweh Shai. Okay. Because it would be done unto our enemies twofold what they have done to us. Verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from your sorrow and from your fear and from the hard bondage wherein you was made to serve. Right. You don't even know the half of the deal. And I myself have been on the other side of this spectrum as those who spoke up in the video. And I'm going to tell you right now, you get worked like a slave, man. Okay, because you are in fact a slave under the nation of Esau, Edom. So when the Lord comes back to remove us from the hard bondage wherein we were made to serve, you're going to be elated in that day. Verse 4, and here's the point. You shall take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How hath the oppressor ceased, and the golden city ceased? Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Right. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger and persecuted, and none hindereth. And in these latter days, that has been the nation of Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, okay, with his unrighteous decrees and mandates, with his judicial systems, and system means pit, and he has set up many pits in this country, okay. Now I'm going to skip down because this video is getting pretty daggone long, and I didn't really want it to be that long. Verse 12, and I'll read a little bit and then we'll end out. It says, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Okay? Because the nation of Esau, Edom had a God complex. Okay? Verse 16. They that see you shall narrowly look upon you and consider you, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? And again, if you read it in context, so many people talk about context, but Lucifer is a man. Lucifer is not Shaitan, okay? Lucifer is a man, flesh and blood man upon earth. And in these modern times, Lucifer is the nation of Esau, Edom, the enlightened ones, okay, the elite of their nation. But what does it say? Again, reading it. Verse 13, for you said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh, you children of Israel. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Right. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? Okay. The same way the curses identify the children of Israel is the same way these scriptures are identifying its enemy. Okay. And the Luciferians, okay, the man that did make the earth to tremble, the one who would not open the house of his prisoners, nor show any mercy. Okay. The Lord is about to destroy you, Esau, Edom. This is the last days of your kingdom. It is literally, time is running out on your rulership. And because you have not ruled in righteousness, the Lord is going to set up his son, Yahushua, whom you ignorantly call Jesus, to rule over the nations with an iron fist in righteousness. And those days are coming soon. Okay, as far as the slavery that the children of Israel are enduring to this very day, your only hope is to put your faith and your works in Hamashiach Yahushua. Okay, and Yahushua is whom you ignorantly call Jesus. He is a so-called black man, and he does have care for his elect of his nation, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. Hopefully this has been edifying. Call halal la Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua for this message. Till the next time, Israel, Shalom.